All right, so as I said, no learning assessment due next week. Because once this is uploaded, then I'll send an email to all of you saying that these are all uploaded, and I'll put some quiz questions so that you have some practice for that. Group will be finalized today. I saw that most of you already assigned to at least you voted for one group, and I'll send email to each groups, and I'll move you if you are just a single person in a group to some other groups, and I'll send that email and so that you have the email as a group, so you can respond to that emails, and that's how you know who are in your group. And project topic is due supposed to be this week because it took some time for us to work on it. So that means that it's due next week on Tuesday. So today when you receive that email as a group, you should discuss with each other either by emails or I'll open, you can connect through Piazza or CCLE and discuss what kind of group project you should have. For instance, let's say the team which chose wetland. Wetland is a very broad topic. You got to decide what specific part of the wetland you wanted to work on. Obviously, you don't know the everything aspect of wetland, so you just have to think of specific question. For instance, you say that our group will discuss about how to design wetland in Los Angeles climate. That's just one specific thing. The specific part of that one is Los Angeles is a very dry climate. So how to design wetland, which is good for this kind of climate. So that's just one question. Maybe another specific part of wetland is designing wetland to remove certain specific type of pollutants. So you could say that we wanted to design this wetland to focus on removal of nutrients as a primary focus. So same thing, for any group project, you got to think of very specific part of that categories. For instance, you cannot say that I'm going to work on green roof. Well, green roof is a lot of things, so what specific part of green roof you want to work on. So that specific scheme, you have to decide as a group. But again, this is not by any way it is final. The whole point is you want to start a conversation, share with me, and then we'll continue having that conversation from that topic or starting point. So for a topic, you have to write a title, which should be specific, and then also you have to write all the group members' name, and then you have to write at least 2 to 3 sentences or bullet point stating what specific focus or what research question or what specific question you want to answer in that project. So again, this is a starting point. We'll continue to have this discussion as a group. I'll meet each groups and then we'll continue to evolve that topic as well as develop the outline.
Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
So for 164 for our project, you wanted to have like a attention grabbing title. Is that the same case for this project?
Well, it doesn't have to be, but as I said, any title which gets attention is better than having a very specific science focused or jargon heavy title.
Okay.
So title is not a big factor. The key is here to define the scope or boundary of your project. You don't want to be too broad, because then it will be very difficult to work on that project and learn anything specific.
Okay, thank you.
For instance, you could say that think of how many wetlands in Los Angeles or in Southern California. There are multiple wetlands. For instance, Bayona Creek wetland that exists there. So you could say that we wanted to, our group projects is to examine what pollutants are able to be removed by the Bayona Creek wetlands. So that could be one specific target. So what you do is you look for what's the TMDL for Bayona Creek, and then you do literature survey and see whether the design of the wetland in Bayona Creek is able to, is good enough to remove those pollutants or not. Then you describe the process, then you describe what specific part of the design in Bayona Creek is helpful or not helpful, how to improve it. So again, you have to start with something specific and then we'll have that conversation. I don't expect that you'll know exact boundary by Tuesday. We'll just have a starting point. All right, so quiz due April 23, that's Thursday. So again, the quiz will be online. So the question will be online, like how I give you practice quiz, but it will be time sensitive, means the time, you have specific time to answer all the questions. Once you activate it, you have to finish that within certain time. Otherwise, the window will close and you'll have one attempt to answer those questions within that minute. Um, when I say one attempt, you can go back and revise it as long as your total time is not over. But you can't, once you finish it or submit, you can't go back again. So that's on April 23rd. And again, it's not, we'll have quiz. You can take that quiz anytime within 24 hours. I'll see what time it should be. Should not be entire 24 hours, but I know that some students are not here, so they can't take quiz during the class time. So we'll have some specific window, but the window is long enough for all of you to take that quiz within that durations. Homework will be out today, not today, by Friday, tomorrow. It will be due on Saturday so that you have enough time to discuss with TAs. Learning assessment quiz, all that questions I'll send you email so that you know when they are uploaded. Any question? Those are the announcement. Let's see.